Hey, good evening. It's Donna Nelson. Welcome to episode 38 of Rooted in Wisdom, a daily dose of Donna. Today, I'm sharing with you a little bit of wisdom about cause and effect. So, as my title says, are you living in cause and effect? But what if you were living to cause the effect? So I know that it's true for most of us because it's how we've been conditioned, right? We've been conditioned to live in this kind of cause and effect lifestyle where what happens to us determines how we feel, right? And we just grew up seeing that, right? Somebody gets angry, something bad happens, someone gets angry. Something bad happens, someone gets sad. Something bad happens, somebody gets frustrated. Something bad happens, someone's feelings get hurt. And so we've learned since a small child about this cause and effect. Something happens, it then dictates how we feel and then how we act. And so my challenge for you is to do more of this work within so that you are causing the effect. And so, certainly, we've seen this over the last year or so that all the things that have been going on around the world that have been having this big cause and effect, right? So, something happens, the pandemic, people lose their jobs, they're without money. Um, a lot of other controversial things, right? There's this cause and effect that what's going on out there now has an effect on me and how I think, how I feel, and how I'm acting. And what happens with that lots of times is that we don't actually like those things, and that we then start internalizing these negative experiences and negative feelings that come with those experiences, right? So, and then what happens with that is that we start living in the past. This is what Joe Dispenza calls living in the past, being constantly triggered by emotions from something that has happened in the past and making a prediction or living and saying that same kind of thing is going to happen in the future. So, since this bad thing happened um, in the past, doing the same thing, or if that same thing happens again, well, then we're predicting that there's going to be the same outcome in how we feel, the same outcome in the interaction. So maybe it could be, oh my gosh, this is a good one, right? So let's call it, say, a family reunion, right? Or, a family event. And there's this one, family relative that always starts an argument or is always negative or, has some label from the past, their past experience. And so you have this, I don't want to go, I don't want to interact with them, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to be challenged, I don't want to be in the conflict. And you've already created within your body this physical sensations of tension or anxiety or whatever it is, just thinking about the event coming up or having to have a conversation with that person. And so now you're already predicting this outcome and how they're going to behave, even though it hasn't even happened yet. And that's this cause and effect and living in the past. We're predicting an outcome and living it before it happens. But even in a moment to moment basis, it's this cause and effect. We wait for something to happen outside of us to give us a sense of feeling, right? An emotion, a physical feeling, our thoughts, whatever it is, right? So using this maybe in another practical way in our day-to-day life, right? So it could be at work, right? So if my boss is nice to me today, I'll get my work done more efficiently, right? Or, maybe I'll, do this. If my spouse wakes up on the right side of the bed today, I'll do this special thing because then I will feel appreciated or respected or valued or whatever that need is, right? That we're always seeking for. When that's met, right, then it's this cause and effect. So if you give me this, I'll give you that. That's the cause and effect life that most of us have been conditioned to live by and are attached to most of that stuff, even in the past, not even so anticipating it in advance instead of being in the moment. So, well, I didn't want to go into all of that past piece of that, but it's more about living it in the now and you being the creator of the effect that you want, right? So, as an example, maybe it's I want to, you want to experience more joy in order in your belief system, right? In this cause and effect, right? Well, I have to experience joy to feel joy, as opposed to I can just feel joy with no experience. Or I need to experience love in order to feel love instead of just being love and feeling love within yourself. That's the cause and effect. I need to experience something in order to feel something, in order to get something, to have some need met. And I want you to know that it's not true, that you can be the cause of the effect in whatever you want to experience on the day to day, in whatever the situation is that you want to experience it in. So how do we do that? One is aligning your thoughts and your feelings. So what is, for one, what's the effect that you want? Right? So then you need to feel that. You can draw that in to your inner world, right? So instead, focusing on that inner sensation that you can create, you create the intention with your thoughts, and then you can bring those feelings through your heart, through doing heart-centered breath work, through doing meditation, through doing visualization. And for many, visualization is the easiest because we can use our imagination, right? So when you focus on what is this effect, what is this feeling, what is this experience that I want, um, say, brought into my body, that I want to feel every day. I want to feel happy every day. I want to feel joyful every day. I want to feel with ease, right? Every day, I want to feel a sense of appreciation instead of this sense of lack or doing without, or this sense of dread, or this sense of disappointment, or even to fall back on, what we were talking about yesterday around fear and anger. So, what are the opposite of those that you would love to feel instead of operating from that cause and effect? I feel angry because these things happen to me, right? Or because this is happening right now. And so, and most of those things are from the past, meaning they're not here in this hot second of this moment. They were. So if we're thinking about what's the emotion or the experience that I want to feel, that I want to have every day, we can visualize what that would be like and be the cause of that effect. So just to kind of start it off in a simple way, right? Thinking about what kind of day do I want to have today? Am I going to let the shit that happens with all my technology blow my mind today and get me frustrated and push me over the edge? Or am I going to be okay with that and roll with it because it's not going to change anything anyway, right? So how do I be the effect to bring in peace and ease and the experience for me? Because no matter what, I can't change any of that, as much as I really tried to today, in order to um, not bring more stress in my life, bring more drain into my life, more of those negative energies that are not going to produce the real outcomes that we want, which is to experience life with more peace, joy, love, and fulfillment, right? So you can cause the effect and outcomes of whatever it is you want in your life, regardless of what the things are going on outside you, by focusing your efforts inside. And one of the ways that you can do that is through this visualization. It's a law of nature that you attract what you focus on, and what you focus on creates a feeling that projects the energy around you, which is kind of what I just said, right? But that tightens it up a bit more. So what you think and feel creates this electromagnetic field of messages of what you desire and you're drawing that in. This is work that was done. This is research that's been done by Heart Math for a long time now. And so by focusing, and that's why, when we're doing heart center breath work, we're focusing on our mind's attention into the heart, focusing on appreciation and gratitude and those good feelings that we want to draw in, because it's then creating that energetic field that our heart pushes out into our field, and then draws back that energy that we want to create. And any day, every day, at any moment, you can create and be the cause of the effect. All right, what was the other thing that I wanted to say? Oh, did I say, I don't remember if I said this on the first video or not, but aligning our thoughts and our feelings. I guess that's kind of how I got to the heart, right? So aligning our thoughts and our feelings, and we can do that, as I was saying, through visualization, but also through asking ourselves questions, right? What does a better version of me look like? Who do I admire that I could somehow emulate, and to improve my life by modeling and seeing how they do things, right? And asking yourself open-ended questions is actually stimulating your frontal lobe, right? That part of your brain that is looking for solutions, looking for evidence, looking for what looks like what I want to create. And that really improves the outcome, because you're now seeking it, as opposed to being passive and, well, living in cause and effect, right? So when we're living passively, we're like, well, whatever comes my way is what I'll deal with today, as opposed to I'm creating what's coming my way today. Does that make sense? All right. I think that was everything that I wanted to talk about. All right. So that is living in causing the effect. Go be the cause of your desired effect.